What's up, y'all? It's KevOnStage, also known as Kevin Fredericks, and I'm an entertainer from Los Angeles, California, and this is for the Going Natural Video Diaries. First question: how important is your hair as a man? Have you ever had a relaxer, curly, or dreadlocks? And why do you choose to wear your hair this way? Interestingly enough, I actually have had a relaxer. When I was in 10th grade, my cousin's mom put a relaxer in my head because she was giving them to other people who were at the house, and I was like, I want to know what my hair would look like straight. So she put a little perm on my head and straightened it out. I looked like a little Oriental boy for about 2 weeks until I got a haircut. Never had dreadlocks. I grew a fro for like this much for a play one time, and that was about the extent. I choose to wear my hair like this because I'm lazy. I don't like brushing my hair that much. My wife and brother will tell you, if I looked good bald, I would wear my hair bald all the time. So that's that. And yes, I would try dreadlocks, but I couldn't because they're too long. What does your hair mean to you? Is it just an accessory that complements your personality and style, or is it deeper than that? You know, honestly, my hair means very little to me. Like I said, if I could be bald, I would, but I can't. So I just like to keep my hair neat and short so that I look good. Of course, a fresh haircut makes everybody feel better than looking homeless, but I don't, it's never been part of my game. Buddies of mine had 360 waves, and they could just lick their lips and show their waves, and girls would fall. I could never get waves, so I just, it's never been part of my outlook as a whole. Next question: were you ever ashamed of your hair or believe that guys with curly hair or weavy texture had a better chance with women? I never thought they had a better chance than me, but the waves where they were hitting. My boy Ant had 360 waves, and they were off the chain. So, they were hitting, they were perfect. But I never felt like, crap, man, these dudes with braids, these dudes with waves, these dudes with dreads had a better chance than me, because I kept it clean with the low even. You know what I'm saying? Okay. How important is a woman's hair to you? Does it matter whether she wears a weave, relaxes her hair, or is a natural head? Do you have a preference for either of these styles, length or texture? My most important thing, your hair is well kept, okay? And what I mean by that is you can have a weave that looks ratchet and tattered. You can have natural hair that looks ratchet and tattered. Although natural hair women that I've seen up to this point are very, very less likely to have unkempt hair than people who have weaves or perms. You are, 3 weeks from a good perm, and you ain't got the money, and that back of your kitchen ain't looking right anymore. Natural girls don't seem to have that. Now their look is more natural, so whatever their hair looks like, that's what it looks like, but they are less likely to look unkempt. So to me, it's not really important how you wear your hair. The most important thing is that you wear your hair well, with confidence. I've seen, natural girls with big flowing afros, and it's just beautiful to me, So it's not as important to me how you wear your hair. I mean, what style it is. I've seen dreadlock women, locked up. I've seen ladies with short hair like mine that looks nice. All women can look beautiful as long as they keep their hair up. Next question. One of the main reasons black women hesitate to go natural is because they profoundly believe that black men don't like natural hair. What do you think? If you don't agree, where do you think the women got this idea? Here's how I'll answer this question. For black men, beauty, for all men, but for black men especially, beauty is a learned behavior. You are taught what is beautiful. You are not inherently known what to consider beautiful. You are taught. You can't tell me that in the colonial days and way back in Africa, when every black woman was natural, dudes was out here like, oh my God, her hair's not short. If she was fine, it didn't matter if she wore her hair natural. And matter of fact, everyone wore their hair natural. And he was probably like, hey, look at her with that fatty, bro. She is carrying that sack of potatoes. Like, no, body's business, you feel me? Oh, she's so fine. You can't tell me that when, in Africa, when there were more dark-skinned women, that they weren't the finest ones. If everybody's dark-skinned, then she's fine. Now, today, we are taught that light skin, straight hair is what beauty is. And I'm 30 years old, and we learn beauty from our friends and from the media. And it's usually media down. The media, when I was growing up, taught me that Halle Berry is beautiful. What is Halle Berry? She's mixed, so she's light-skinned. Her hair was relaxed, so that was the benchmark. So in order to be beautiful, you were supposed to look like Halle Berry. Light skin, straight hair. Now today, if the media taught me that a natural haired girl, I can't really think of any Hollywood media people, actors, actresses that wear their hair natural all the time right now. But let's say Hollywood told me growing up, Issa Rae's beautiful, dark skin, natural hair, then I'm gonna say that when women are natural and dark skin, that's beauty. What's in the music videos now? Almost 100% light skin, straight hair. So you're taught that that's beautiful. And I'd like to use another analogy if I can. Brussels sprouts. When you're little, everybody says Brussels sprouts are gross. I was growing up, Brussels sprouts are disgusting, Brussels sprouts are terrible, yuck, yuck, kids don't want to eat them. So I said that without ever tasting Brussels sprouts. And then one day I was at a buffet with my family and I saw Brussels sprouts on the menu and I said, you know what, let me taste these Brussels sprouts and see how I feel about them for myself. And I tasted them and you know what they tasted like? Cabbage. And I liked cabbage. And I realized at that moment, everybody doesn't know that Brussels sprouts are nasty. You can't just tell me that they're nasty without me tasting them. So if more men would just be like, I'm gonna decide for myself, not caring what my friends say, not caring what the media says, I'm just going to decide that I know what's beautiful to me and I'm gonna go with that, then you would see more black men appreciating black women who are natural. But since most men don't want to stick out and be different, they go with what everybody else thinks is beautiful. A friend of mine married a white woman and that wasn't common. And I told him, man, I've known you like white girls all the time. He was like, man, I know. It just took me a long time to accept that. So that's why I want to make that point. Beauty is learned and men have to change the way we learn. Now, as my sons grow up and they see natural hair girls, they're more likely to be attracted to a natural hair girl and consider her beautiful because they're growing up with natural hair girls. And they're gonna see, man, you know what? Natural hair girls are all over the place. They're beautiful, they're lovely. They're not being talked down, they're being celebrated. So it won't be so taboo to call them beautiful. By the way, the only hairstyle that I dislike completely is the Jerry curl. My mom carried Activator in her purse. I'm glad that, and I hope that never comes back. I will never get on board with Jerry curls and carrying little yellow and red cans of juice in your purse. Never gonna get on board with that. Okay, next question. Quite often I hear men say that they didn't like natural hair when they grew up. Is it only later in life that they start appreciate natural hair? Do you share that experience? Honestly, I can tell you, honest to the truth, I didn't know any natural haired women growing up. Zero. None. None. My mom wasn't natural. I told you she had a jerry curl at times, and after that she almost always wore her hair in French rolls and was always relaxed. My sister, always relaxed, always braids. I met probably the first natural haired woman in life at like 16 when I went to Melissa's church. And she only went natural because perms wouldn't take for her. And she wore her hair still, you know, straight and pressed out. So to answer your question, I think they don't like natural hair because they weren't exposed to it. And like I said, they weren't taught that that was beautiful. Their mom more than likely wasn't natural. Like nobody I grew up with, mom wore her hair natural. And I was a military kid, so it wasn't like I grew up in, you know, one part of the country. I've lived in Texas, Washington, North Carolina, Virginia. I've lived, you know, in different pockets of the United States, and it wasn't common at all growing up. Zero. Everybody was permed. Everyone that I knew. Church too. Church, high school, college. Actually, college I started seeing some natural hair girls. Do you think black hair is an issue? Why or why not? Everything is an issue. Everything seems to be an issue. I think black hair is changing the landscape for what's beautiful and what's accepted as beautiful is changing. It's more taboo to knock natural sisters, although it happens still a lot. I've seen more defense of natural hair in the last year or two than I saw, you know, in the very beginning of the movement. And like I said, I use a perfect example, and I'm gonna be quite honest, I was one of the proponents. When I, you know, one of my friends had, you know, Clairol commercial hair, you know, black girl, you know, she just, you know, threw her hair around the wind. And then she went natural, and like I said, we were like, oh man, her hair is terrible now. And why did we say that? Because we were taught that curly hair for black women isn't sexy. You know, you can't do this in a Clairol commercial, you know what I mean? And black women are really replicating the white women in Clairol commercials. You see white girls doing that, but that's how white women's hair naturally grows. They don't have to do anything to make their hair straight like that. But black women had to do something to their hair to make it like that, you know? So the media tells us that this is beautiful. Black women followed suit, so did black men. So if you guys have to want us to change, then you're gonna have to tell us that this is beautiful, and it's gonna have to trickle back up to the media, or our own community is gonna have to say, man, forget the media, this is what we decide is beautiful. And I'm all for that. Next question. What do you think of this natural hair movement where so many women go natural, and what would be your message to black women when it comes to hair? I am a big proponent for the movement. I remember, I've talked about this before, when I went to Issa Rae's, the choir, it was the first time in my life where the majority of the women that were around were natural. And I mean, there was one girl, and this was a set full of black women, it's probably like 15, and 14 were natural. And I remember looking around and being like, this is amazing. The women are beautiful. They're great. They're confident. They're radiant. They're glowing, and they're embracing it. And I loved it. And you really can see how different black hair can grow. When we all have perms, it looks all the same. But when they're natural, you've got big curls, you got strong curls, you got small curls. You have like everything. There were some women with locks, teeny weeny afros. There was everything under the sun. And to me, it was amazing, and it was a beautiful thing. And I was happy to see like the difference in black women all over the place. I was like, this is dope. If we allowed ourselves to do this more often and appreciated it, it would be dope. And at the same time, let the relaxed women be relaxed and enjoy their hair. That's the way they decide to wear it. Let the women who wear weave. It can be beautiful. It can all be beautiful. There are some natural women who wear weave at times and they don't, for whatever reason. And there's even been some relaxed women who wear wigs that make her hair look like natural, whatever they feel like looking like that day. But I feel like if we just appreciate the beauty for what it is and let it grow organically and not you don't have to talk down to natural girls to big up relaxed girls. It's like ice cream, okay? I love chocolate ice cream, but I also like strawberry, and I also like sorbet, and I also like peach. So I don't have to say, if you like chocolate, oh, that's junk, that's gross. You can only like peach. You can like chocolate, and you can also like peach, and you can also like strawberry, and we can just appreciate all the flavors and the way our beautiful black women grow, and the way their hair grows, and their shape of their head, and the shape of their bodies, and big and small. Just embrace all that, and stop trying to decide that this is beauty. If you don't fit in this box, then you're not beautiful. You don't fit in this Illuminati triangle, you're not beautiful. That's what we need to stop doing more of. It's Kevin Fredericks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Natural or relaxed.
What's up, everybody? It's KevOnStage. Go subscribe to my YouTube page. And don't you be bitter. Just follow me on Twitter. What's up, everybody? It's KevOnStage. Go subscribe to my